Hey, welcome back to iNVision Prototypes. I'm Nick. Well, as you can see, we're well on our way with the 1944 pickup truck, custom pickup truck. We've got the bedside template developed, transferred out some sheet metal, and we gave this piece of metal some curvature in this area here. But the thing is, we have to do a whole bunch of stretching through here in the panel to have it curve around to create that teardrop shape we need. And we also need to have it dip down to the back. So if you look at the rendering that just came up on the screen, you can see that the back of the box comes down ever so slightly, just to give it that nice streamlined look. If we had the back of the box coming upward, it would look as if the box was stuck on to the back of this body. And we want it to look as if it was made for the body. We're gonna start by wheeling out this panel. Hopefully we can get the whole panel into the wheel. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Now, earlier I had mentioned that I took and rolled the top over. That was just to give it the panel a bit of a start, so I basically broke the panel to the initial shape. Now we're going to take and flatten this out a bit and make it easier to wheel. And later on we'll close the panel again and see how it fits. Okay. This is basically just like the door panel, just a lot longer. So if you guys go back to the door panel video, you can see a little more detail as to what was involved in doing that panel. Notice how this panel lacks a lot of shape. It's just kind of flopping around. A few minutes, it'll tighten up. We got lucky. Dad had a good suggestion. Turn the panel a little bit. You just got to be really careful when you turn at this much of a diagonal because of your flat anvil. You don't want to start creating creases in your wheeling pattern, in your wheeling zone.
Yeah, you can't go as high.
Yeah. Getting stuck. We're going to come back. Blend a little bit lower now. Finish this pass and go fit it to the buck. Not coordinated that way. Hang on. Okay, you guys can see that this panel has some shape to it now, but we're still really flat through here. It comes back too straight. We're going to take and not create too much shape in this area. This is sitting quite well here. It's in through here that we need to create the shape. Now we've turned the sheet around and we're actually crisscrossing the previous wheeling pattern. So we're going to get a little more stretch at this point. We're just going with medium pressure, nothing obnoxious, because you don't want to create a bunch of tracking marks, and you want to bring the shape in slowly. Okay. We'll manipulate the panel a bit by hand to get the top curvature just right. But right now we're just developing shape. Let's close the panel and try it on the buck and see how it fits. Now you can see there's a lot of excess material in here that can be trimmed away, but we'll do that later on. Looking nice there. You can see how this is now starting to come out here. The back is nice, but this radius, even though it's coming out, is a bit flat through here. So we have to give it some more shape, and that'll bring everything out, allowing that to drop down. That's, okay. You're sitting tight?
Pretty close.
Pretty close?
The edge is up about an inch.
Okay.
It's making contact about there.
Okay. So what we'll do is we'll stretch this out, switch to the rubber wheel, and then take the panel and curve it down. Because I just don't have enough in my arms to consistently bend the panel. We use the rubber wheel to do that and have that top come down. Because there's about an inch space between this point here and the buck. When that comes down, then we should be set. And here, it's not bad. See, that oil can right there, I don't know if you guys saw that on camera, just means that we don't have enough material in that area to come out and sit properly. Okay. Needs a paint job anyway.
You're gonna go all the way to the end?
Almost, within about 6 inches. We don't want the panel to dive down before going to the next one, but I want to bring the curvature around a little more. Now I'm just blending into the lower half, just below the wheeling zone. It's the wheel well edge that's talking to you right now. Okay, so we'll start from the top, about an inch, well, even with the edge, and we'll drop down to 1.5 to 2 inches by the time we reach there. Like that, yeah. Ooh. I lose leverage when I come up here. Right in between, right there. Yes. Okay. Now, you notice this top edge, if you look down, the top edge is kind of wavy. We'll be rolling that down, so that'll stretch out just a little bit. It's going to go into the box area. The box is going to come down through here. Let's go fit this on the car and see how the curvature is progressing. Okay, so we just closed the panel. Again. It's sitting quite well. What's that?
A lot better.
Yeah. See, by squeezing it with your arms, it just wasn't quite enough, so the rubber wheel, it curved it over what we needed. Now, it is still a little bit flat through here. So I'm just gonna touch it up a little bit and have that come out. We don't want a big bulge here, but we need that back to curve around. If we look from the back here, you can see that we have a low spot. The panel comes around quite nicely, but we have a low spot just ahead of the wheel arch, right about there. So we're gonna have to develop that curvature just a bit more. The front where the squeeze clamp is located, that's really good there. And back here, that's being held nicely. So we need to take and just develop that center section just a tad more, bring it out.
Keeping a little bit more to clear the back.
I felt that. It's weird.
And I'm doing some more.
Yeah. Just final detailing the panel, just to make sure that it sits properly up there.
Only got that inch.
No, I got her. Another 5, 6 inches. That's it. Thank you. That's sitting a whole lot better right there. It's going to come out just like that. We don't need to bring out too much, just a little bit. The panel is basically sitting here on its own. Like that's the top of the wireframe buck, and we have maybe 1/8 of an inch between the top, this curvature, and the bar. But we're going to be rolling the bottom about 1/4, so that's going to take care of that. A nice shape coming in through there. Curvature is really nice here. I'm noticing a bit of a flat spot just in this 1 foot area here. So we will.
The tail end could come down another 1/2 inch.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna wheel up just this spot here, and that should allow that to settle in.
Just last second.
Okay,
Better here.
it's sitting nicer there. Our next step for this panel is going to be to take and start scribing this line through here for the fender and trim away a lot of this material through here. We'll take and bend the bottom as well as this front edge to get that started.
Right about there.
Perfect. Okay guys, well, got the front flange rolled, the flange around the wheel well rolled there, and that's just about it for this panel. The curvatures are coming in really nice. Once we get more of the other surrounding panel shaped up, then we'll take and roll in the box, the inner box flange, and just finish up this corner. And then we'll get that fender on and blend it in. But until the other panels are more or less done, then we can't really move ahead with this one. So next step, tailgate. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, guys.